Hey y'all, so I know I've been away from YouTube for like a couple weeks, but the sobriety is going really well. I have been really busy. I am in midterms mode for my school. Work has me working 35 to 40 hours a week. Um, and I also have been booked for some drag gigs. So for today, I'm actually going to be filming me getting ready for my first place that booked me after the Turbo pageant at the Stud. So I want to say a huge thank you to Cassi cunt at Ginger's SF. The show's called See You Next Time, and it is the first place that offered me a position to perform. Um, Along with some others, but I will film that in the future when the time comes because they're pretty spread out, so I'm not super stressed. But the show's tonight at 9, and I'm going to be doing a Lana Del Rey Blue Jeans number and Gloria by Laura Branigan. So I'm super excited. Essentially, what I figured out with my drag is I'm at a position where I am still learning my face. I really don't have that much when it comes to drag outfits and costuming, but I've been making the most with what I have, and that's where I'm at right now. Like the song Blue Jeans, I chose because I have blue jeans, a white shirt, and some really cool fiery glasses. So I am, I feel like this is also a really lovely position to be in because it teaches me like how innovative and creative I can be. I know I'm a creative person. I've been a creative person all my life. So this is really exciting for me to see like, wow, let's see what you can do with what you have. And eventually you'll start getting more money and investing more money into drag so I can start buying wigs and heels and props and start buying fabric so I can start creating my own costumes. And I'm really happy. This is such a lovely adventure and journey, and I'm glad this is a part of my life. Honestly, every time I see people talk about how drag saved their life, I always wonder like, oh, wow, I wonder how that is. But it really is helping me because I spent the first, 2 years living in San Francisco just kind of developing roots and having a sense of purpose living in this really chaotic city. And it started off with like me going to like the Castro, and then I started going out to clubs in the Soma, like Powerhouse and Stud. And it wasn't until I started going to those clubs that I felt really accepted, really supported, just really seen as a creative individual. And I don't have the most luxurious items, but I know who I am. I know that I'm loving, I know that I'm kind, I know that I'm creative, and that'll get you really far in the San Francisco drag scene. So I have faith in myself. And so for today, I'm going to be filming just like my get ready. It's going to be a really cute conceptual look. My drag is essentially as a non-binary performer. I guess you can call me a butch queen since that is the definition. But I essentially portray both masculine and feminine aspects. I don't lean in a particular like favor. So yeah. And I'm very comfortable with removing my facial hair, but I also kind of like the idea of just being like masculine and feminine. I think that is a style choice as a person. It's just something that I've always gravitated towards, and also realizing that when I was younger, I remember just like having visions. I'm pretty like magical, if I do say so myself, because I remember having visions of like a really tall figure with like a facial hair, long hair, eyeshadow, eyeliner, pretty pink outfits, like fluffy outfits, pantsuits, like all of the shit that I am seeing myself morph into. And it's Pisces season, so I'm feeling very dreamy, and I'm essentially my own dream come true, and that makes me really happy. So I am in my room. I need to figure out a good filming area. I know that my creative studio in my apartment is a good filming area, but I also like that my room has these mirrors, so I can see everything I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just gonna start off with priming my face. And honestly, like this video can be really long because I have never filmed me getting ready, but it's also the first one that I've done where I am filming myself getting ready for drag. So it's a good way for me to log this information and also just to see like how long does it take me? Because I mean, I really want to go my face. I really want it to be conceptual. I want it to be really artistic. Just like there's a basic staple when it comes to drag faces. And I want to abide by that, but a part of me also wants to, step it up a little bit. So, like, yeah, eyeliner and the double shadows and the eyebrows and the lips and the contour are great. But I want to, like, shift it just a little bit because just to bring something different to the table and to bring more artistic, conceptual thoughts into it. Because it's like you have your whole face, like it's literally your canvas. And as someone who's been painting since I was a little kid, this is like a dream come true. So I prime my face. In the future, if I do more of these, I can definitely do product placements, but I'm using a lot of the makeup that I've just had throughout the years, and so that was just like an e.l.f. primer. Now that my face is primed, I'm going to prime my eyelids. But yeah, I guess talking more on my sobriety journey, I started off January and like the New Year period just realizing that I should stop living in the past. And when I first moved into the city, I almost immediately picked up smoking. And, at the time, I really didn't have anything to invest in other than, living day to day and making it to work and being able to pay my bills. But as time went on, I realized that, like, the only thing that really makes me happy and makes my soul feel fulfilled is art. And, whether that be painting, tattooing, creating something with my hands is just really satisfying to me. And it's really fulfilling for my soul. Because, America's a shit show. I really hope that we turn it around with this next election. But I also just believe that this government is really corrupt. And, the most it can do is, allow me the space to live in until capitalism destroys our environment. But until that happens, I'm really just going to live each day to the fullest. And the fullest for me is creating. And, I can't help what happens with the future, but I can help what happens with my future. And I feel like as long as I'm being creative, I'll be okay. So I'm priming my lids. So for this Lana Del Rey blue jeans number, so I chose this number because I have blue jeans and a white shirt. For the Gloria number, since it's a really high energy 80s bop, Gloria, Laura Branigan, check it out. It's like the first time I listened to it, I got into it because of what's her name? Jillian Narling. Jillian Narling, she is also a drag performer in San Francisco. I think they're a co-owner of the Stud because the Stud's a cooperative. But Jillian Narling got me into Gloria, and they told me that they love this song. Like, it's on repeat for them. So the first time I listened to it, I just started dancing in my kitchen and cooking, and I was like, this song speaks so much. And as someone who's just kind of like been not running their whole life, but essentially just going from place to place, meeting person to person, I really related to it. And so I started listening to it and really got inspired. And I've been going to the gym. It's one of the main things that have helped me with my sobriety is staying active, staying productive, staying busy, because then you don't have time to really over obsess about smoking. So, I'm going to the gym, and then I would blast Gloria in my ears, and I'd be like, cool, working out. So then I just started thinking, okay, well, I have gym clothes, and I wanted this energy in the number. So I'm literally just going to be running around Gingers with my gym shorts, a cute, like, muscle shirt, and it's just going to be like, she's running in the gym. Um, but for the first song, I'm really going off of the concept of "You walked into the room, you really made my eyes burn," which is a lyric in Blue Jeans, and I really stuck to that because I know I'm attractive. I love myself, and I know that when I enter a room, I bring something unique and different to the room. Being non-binary, being brown, being queer, I can tell that I catch eyes, and I want to make that a pun. So I'm going to draw like fire from my eyes. I'm gonna do a cute like red beat or red contour beat. I don't like contouring my nose. It's just something that, as someone with a wider nose, I'd never want anyone to think that I want a smaller nose because I love my nose. And this whole area was just homage to bigger noses and just to love the features. And there was never a point, the only point of my body where I was insecure were my nipples. And that's because I was teased for them. And I love them. I never stopped loving them. But when I was younger and I would be shirtless, my own family would tease me about my nipples, calling them pepperoni nipples. And so I pierced them with one of my exes. He went with me, and it just made me start loving them and appreciating them more. And, now I'm at a point where I just love every part of my body, and anything that I do is just to essentially connect me to that part. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clip my hair back. Cute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to look for some. I'm honestly like, the whole reason it took me so long to start drag was because I don't have a lot of makeup. I don't have a lot of outfits. I don't have a lot, and it was really depressing because I'm thinking like all these people have so much to at their disposal to work with. I don't really have much, but getting into the drag community and actually getting into Turbo Pageant, which I will always be grateful for them, they just taught me like your creativity is what you need. You don't need a lot else. You will make way and you will make do with what you have. But don't be your own self-saboteur and stop you before you even begin. So now I'm like yesterday night for the finals, which congrats to Lasagna because she killed it. She's so fucking hilarious and beautiful and a sweet, lovely person. And I'm so proud that their move here has been super smooth, and may it only get better. But last night I was talking to her and she said like it's all about if you're having fun, if you're feeling your fantasy, if you're feeling good about yourself, people really notice that. You don't need to have expensive fits, you don't need to have the largest gown. It's just about having fun and showing the world that you're like having fun with what you did with your creative mind. And I'll never forget that. And as I'm meeting more and more drag performers, I'm realizing like how beautiful we all are and how much we have overcome all the shit that we've been thrown. And now I want to message her and be like, thank you, because I remembered that and I'll never forget it. But I have to continue with this video. So I'm gonna, I want this to be one take since I am just filming from like the YouTube app and I just pressed record. There's not going to be any editing in this because I don't care for there to be much more editing. But, yeah. I honestly, I'm torn. Well, no, I should record because I have nothing better to do. Because I was listening to PC, which is a new YouTube series done by Cassi cunt. It's called Pussy and Cunty, PC, and they talked about their Butch Queen experience, which was super lovely. So check it out. Just search up PC or Pussy and Cunty, I believe. And I was watching that. But like usually when I do my makeup, I'll just be listening to podcasts. I don't like to listen to music. I'll probably spend like the last hour or so listening to the song so I can really memorize the lyrics, but besides that, I don't really have anything else to do. So I'll just message her on my way over to the gig. Um, what else? What else can I say? What else can I say? All right, fire. I do have orange and I do have yellow. So, okay, I know exactly what to do. Let's see. Okay, cool. This is exactly what I want. This is perfect. Oh my god, yes. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted because then I can just use this middle area. You just drag it. um, but yeah, so I'm forever grateful for these queens. I feel like the hardest part for me though is realizing that like just being there is enough. For the longest time I was like, fuck, like I don't want anyone to think I'm dismissing them because I'm not talking to them, and I don't want anyone to feel sour if like to think that I'm ignoring them because that's not what I want at all. I just want, I want to be at peace. I want to be enjoying. And I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, you have to come to me. But I also, like, I can't, it's not realistic for me to enter a space and talk to every single person. And I know that everyone probably already knows that and they respect it, and they if they've been in the queer community and like active in the drag scene longer than me, they'll realize that like there will be a time and a place for us to hang out and for us to talk, and I don't necessarily need to rush into it. But I think that was the biggest thing, is like I just felt guilty because I was like, I don't want you to think, I'm not fucking with you. I just, especially because I'm a Gemini, so I'm super social, but I also am like, if I came with someone or like if I messaged someone and they said they would meet up with me, I don't want to ditch them. Like, I'll always communicate, like, hey, I'm gonna go talk to this person, I'm gonna talk to this person, but I don't want anyone to think that like I just abandoned them. Like, I want people to be independent, and I think that's like a big thing that I'm learning, and everyone will learn as they enter the queer scene. But like, no one takes things as personally as you think they do. And that's also probably just some ego work that I had to learn, is like, don't beat yourself up. Like, everyone is super understanding, everyone's really sweet. If someone has an issue and it's not your fault, then that's their issue to solve. And most of the time they actually won't have an issue, so you don't have to worry about it. Oh, this is coming out so good. I told my boyfriend that I would duo him later today, closer to 7, because I think that's also one thing, is like we both are super busy. Oh, this is so good. So good. This is my oldest eyeshadow palette. It's I've hit pan with some. I wish I would have made that white last longer because that was such a good white, but I'll find better. But it's by Kat Von D. I haven't necessarily supported Kat Von D, mainly because I don't really care to. Like, I can tell that her fan base is literally just like, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna waste my time. But I just don't. I don't know, where she once was a huge part of my creative process. I don't really need it anymore. But that doesn't mean I won't accept her products if I ever like get endorsed. Um, But this palette is like, it was the first one that I was like, so I'm someone who like can see through social media um ads and whatnot, and like showing that like y'all don't really care about, anything besides pushing the product. And I see through that a lot. But this was the first palette because it was pastel goth. And I was like, ooh, the colors in here are cute. And for the longest time, like I just loved the pastel look. Okay, cool. Ooh, and then I can just do it. Okay, we know what to do. And then so I'm gonna essentially contour, and I'm gonna do some brows right here, and then because for the Gloria number, I'm gonna be active, so I'm gonna draw, probably gonna be sweating, but I'm gonna draw like sweat marks. And in the first number, because Lana Del Rey's such a crybaby, she has a cancer. I'm gonna draw teardrops, so it's gonna be really nice contrast between fire and water. Um, which is actually a little serendipitous because I feel like I'm at a really nice balance with my emotions, but also my desires and my dreams, like everything. And I think that's why sobriety was so necessary for me, is that for the longest time, my dreams were just like, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this, but your emotions were like, you really can't. But now I realize that I can do anything I put my mind to. And that's really, really nice. I'm mindful of time. I'm at 21 minutes right now, so it's 6:30. I have to be there by 8:30, so it means I need to head out by 8, which means I have like about an hour, and I have to do it with my boyfriend. So I'm gonna leave y'all here, and if you want to check out the rest of this, check out my Instagram at mariconamor. I'll put it in the description below, because that's where I'll be posting all of my drag pics. Thank you guys so much for watching. I promise I have an artistic schedule that is, I'm trying to perfect with a morning and a nighttime routine. It'll happen in due time, but know that I do plan on making YouTube videos at least once a week. So thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that.